Take a breath with Bree. You know what I know? I know what I want. hmm I know what I want. And I hope you do too. I'm 55, so I know exactly what I want. You know, I was in a relationship that I had to end recently, and on the surface, it looked so wonderful. It looked so great, but there were characteristics and personality traits that disrupted my peace. And honey, if you have ever fought for peace and found it, been through the fire and finally found some water, been through so much past trauma, and you are now in your 50s and you have peace, honey, mm-mm-mm. You are not willing to let it go for anything. I know what I want and I know what I don't want. And most people at this age should be at a point where they have, suffered through some things. They have, you know, in all areas, even economically, spiritually. So now you know what you want. You know what you're willing to deal with. You know what you're not willing to deal with. You know, you. So I know what I want and I know what I don't want. So some people's like, oh my God, he was so wonderful. Oh my God, I loved y'all together. Yeah, on the surface, it was a great time. But I am a type of person because I have been an entrepreneur for so long. I think long haul, and when it comes to making decisions for my future, as far as you being a permanent mate, love is great. But what that look like on paper? What's that going to look like for me 2 years later? Because I'm still a hustler. You know, I have learned to control myself. Have you learned to control yourself? I have built, put my little ducks in order economically. Have you? Are you still sleeping on cousin Pookie couch? I have done certain things, and we long since took it off the list for us to want a man to make $200,000 a year. That's not it. But what what do you what you got going on? I know what I'm passionate about. My art, my meditation, my peace, writing my books. I just finished book number 3. So I know me. I have established certain long-term relationships over the years, friends, lifelong friends. Where your friends? You know, I have worked daily to become the person I am. So sometimes people, when they meet people with bright personalities like mine, they will act like that's who they are. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm kind. Oh, yeah, I'm nice. Oh, yeah, I'm generous. And it's not like you can't become that person, but there's work required to actually become that person. But instead, if you put in all this effort to act like you are that person, instead of going inside yourself and actually becoming that good, wonderful, kind, loving, generous person in your 50s and 60s, then, honey, that little bit, that old you, it kind of tweaks on out. It's like, I say this all the time, it's like a devil putting on an angel suit. So, there's two sides, it's too small. So eventually that little devil gonna come out. So, God bless everybody, but I have truly done the work. And if you've done the work, you know what the work looks like. You got to break yourself open from the inside out. You have to attack certain personality traits and wonder why they're there and wonder what fuels them. I used to have a bad temper. I tell y'all that all the time. A little black girl from Compton, raging because I hadn't dealt with my past trauma. You understand? Now I have a self check little barometer inside of my soul. If I even attempt to do something, say something that's not right, God checks me. He's like, You wouldn't want nobody say that to you. You wouldn't want nobody do that to you. So I really only like people in my life, especially if it was somebody that I was going to date, who also kind of have that little self-check barometer. Somebody that constantly speaks ill of other people all the time. Somebody, every ex you had is bad. Everybody you had, everybody. So know what you want. I know what I want at 55. Woohoo, and I'm happy. I love my life. I love being by myself. You know, if I end up with a mate, it's an addition to my own joy and my own happiness. But you gotta do a little happiness work on yourself first. I now know that I'm the prize, and we can come together and be a bigger prize and open a wonderful life together. But you gotta do your work too. So I know what I want, and take the time to figure out what you want. I love you guys. In 59 seconds.